I've made over $269,000 as a music producer running simple Instagram ads to get followers. And in this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually break down the entire strategy. So you're gonna know, first of all, the principles of this, why this exact ad strategy works the best, and in fact, why paid ads work better than trying to rely on organic as a music producer. I'm also gonna show you how to actually format and script the ad. And this is based on me running, I've run a lot of ads. I've spent a lot of money on ads, testing over 10 years. And I'm gonna show you the format of how to create this style of ad so that you can go ahead and make one of them yourself. And then actually running the ad is really, it's really simple, right? You upload it as an Instagram reel and you boost it. That's gonna get you followers. So let's actually jump right here. I've got the iPad ready and I've never really used this for a video. So let's jump into it and get to it. So first of all, why paid ads? Well, here's what most people do. Here's what most music producers are generally doing, right? They're doing sync, they're doing placements, right? Maybe Spotify streams to try to get streams and, you know, look like we know what we're doing. We're relying on word of mouth. Relying on word of mouth and referrals, right? So we're doing all of these different types of activities to try to actually get business as a music producer. Now, the problem with that is none of these things are scalable, right? They're not scalable because they're not predictable. You can't increase or decrease the amount of referrals. If you want to get a sync placement, it's pretty much like shooting in the dark. If you want to get a placement with a big artist, it's also pretty much like shooting in the dark. If you want to go try to grow on Spotify, it's pretty much, you got to dump a lot of money into paid ads or try to blow up organically, and it's just really difficult. So none of these really work. So why do I love paid ads? Well, the cool thing about paid ads is paid ads are predictable and they're scalable. I just switched those around, but they're scalable, they're predictable. You can turn them up, turn them down, turn them off, turn them on. And you know, you obviously don't want to go through cycles of on and off, up and down with the budget, but you can do that, right? You can actually go about controlling how well you do. And the cool thing about paid ads is, you know, you could put $1 in. You could put $1 in and you could get anywhere from 3x to shit, I've even gotten as high as 10x return. Like, for example, in November 2023 was my first 20K month. I did 23K in cash collected. 23K in cash collected off about 2.9K ad spend. Right? So we do the math on that. Let's actually grab a calculator here. All right? 23,000 divided by 2,900. It's actually a 7.93x return. Right? And if we look at the profit on that, 23K minus 2,900, that was 20K. I actually had somebody helping me in the DMs that month, who was my appointment setter. So he got 10%, right? So let's also put that in. So ad spend Also, minus 10%. Oops, let's do it with black. Minus 10% for my setter at the time, which was 2.3K. My setter got almost as much as the ad spend, 2,300. So all in all, I profited 17K, $17,800 profit. Right? But now we want to do taxes. So let's do that. So usually with taxes, I like to do 15%. So let's do 23K. Let's do 15% of that. So 3450. So let's do 23K minus 3450 equals, or actually, I'm sorry, 3450. We're going to do 17,800 minus 3450, and that equals 14,350. So then let's go minus 15% for taxes, and that's 3,450. So that would be 14,350. So 14,350 after taxes. See how we're working like a business owner? So that's how much I made that month. And now, is that like the coolest thing in the world? No, I'd like to be making even more money than that, obviously. But you know, when you look at the numbers like this, you can see why it's so much easier and more simple than trying to use, right, one of these methods. Right? I couldn't get numbers like that from Spotify. I could maybe get a check like that from a sync placement, but how long is it going to take to pay out? How long is it going to take for me to land a sync placement? Again, placement with a big artist as well. It's shooting in the dark. Word of mouth and referrals. Dude, do you tell me, if you've been doing word of mouth and referrals, have you ever had a month like that? And if you have had a month like that, are you consistently having months like that? So this is why paid ads is so powerful. So what we're going to do, and I'm gonna take I usually like to wear the watch for these videos, but it's too uncomfortable to write on the iPad and wear the watch, so we ain't doing it. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's now talk about the actual format of the ad. So it's really simple, and you've probably seen ads like this. These are the vertical ads that pop up. It's got the little sponsored thing at the bottom, and it's somebody saying, give me a follow, right? By the way, 9:12 a.m., we're ripping a coffee. Do we love my new cup? I talked about it in like one of my last videos. How lit is this cup? I painted it and made it myself. Okay, so let's get back to the iPad. So the format of the ad is actually quite simple. It's gonna start with a hook. Dude, the pen must be losing battery. I have a knockoff iPad pen, it's black. So basically we wanna do a hook, CTA, credibility. Oh my God, the pen is really, I gotta charge this thing. Let's do SP. Social proof, and then CTA 2, CTA 1. So the way the hook works is you want to make a hook that's basically like, if you're, and then basically you want to call out your niche. If your niche, right, struggling with, pain point, then give me a follow. Right? So if your niche struggling with this pain point, give me a follow. Now, credibility, there's a difference to me between credibility and social proof. Credibility is basically you slash, your story. Oop. Man, this pen's really out. Like I gotta plug it in and charge it. Social proof is your clients. Oh my God, look how bad the pen is right now. Of course it goes out for this video, your clients. And then CTA2. Basically CTA, so if, blah, 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 blah. So if you're ready to stop struggling with this pain point, right, give me a follow. Could also be, by the way, I'm holding the pen, I don't know. Okay, so like credibility, for me would be like, I'll show you exactly how I scaled my music business from $25,000 in credit card debt to $20,000 a month in 7 months. Social proof would be like, it's also how I helped my client Ange achieve $5K a month as a senior in college, how I helped Baby Boy Blue do 3.3K in 3 weeks off just 3 sales calls, how I helped Omito Beats land his first high ticket client, how I helped my client Gabe land his first high ticket clients only spending $190 of ad spend and getting $1,250 cash collected. It's how I helped Chris get his first high ticket client. It's how I helped, I could just keep going on and on, but that'd be like the social proof would be the other clients. Got it? Now, if you don't have a lot of social proof, you don't need it. Like social proof is kind of like optional in a way. But you don't need it, right? Not all my clients have all of that social proof in it. Like one of my clients does, like a couple of my clients have a lot of social proof. One of my clients has gone on tour with a lot of big artists. One of my clients has placements with like some really big artists. I don't want to name drop them out of respect for their privacy. But yeah, so that's literally how you do like the format of the ad. And literally as simple as what you do is, you film it, you edit it, you can use CapCut to do that. You can use your phone, you can use a camera, it doesn't matter. And actually one of my clients, Gabe, it's really funny, but my client Gabe, he's also one of my best friends. He literally he's one of the most, it's just funny. He's just such a genuine, raw, real authentic person. And he's one of the most anti-marketer marketing people. He's not really a marketing guy. He's not like me. I'm like a marketing guy. He's not at all. He's like a real, not that I'm not real, but he's just so authentic and doesn't like marketing and ads and business and shit like that. And I'm like super into that stuff. I don't know why I'm using the word real and authentic as a parallel for why he doesn't like marketing. That doesn't mean because you like marketing, you're fake. I gotta unpack that. But his ad, he's run 5 different ads. And the first 4 ads didn't get him any clients, but the 5th ad, he spent $190 and actually collected $1,250. And what's great about that is those people who paid him, he had 2 clients, they're on payment plans. So one of them's paying him $3K, the other's paying him $500. They just split it up into payments. So even with his split pay, he only spent $190 and made $1,250, which is about, if we do the math on that, $1,250 divided by 190 is 6.5x return on ad spend, like within month 1. And he's only spending $10 a day. Pretty cool. You can see when you do stuff like that, like he's gonna be transitioning out of his jobs, out of his part-time jobs that he has, because he's able to run paid ads. And what he did was, it was like the 20th take of his ad is when he really finally got it. Like he sat there and filmed his ad and he actually freestyled it. He didn't really use the format I just outlined. He just freestyled a bunch of times. And he's like, at the 20th take was when I feel like I had it. And he did it on his phone. There's no B-roll. 1 take. No quick edits, none of that. It was really impressive. It actually inspires me to want to do more ads like that. So when it comes to actually running the ad, let's now talk about that. And I'm going to use the color blue for this because you'll see why. Launch. So when you actually launch the ad, basically it's like really, really simple. Like here's the actual step. Step 1, post as a reel. Step 2 is you boost it, but it has to be on your desktop. On desktop. Has to be on your desktop. So not on your phone. Don't do it on your phone. And I'm gonna actually write that in here. Not on phone. Okay. Step 3 is going to be visit profile as like the objective. Visit profile, create audience, visit profile, create audience, run until pause, meaning you don't want to like run it for a specific amount of, oh yeah, I ran the ad just for 7 days and then I stopped it. That's so stupid. Run until pause. And then I would recommend, I'd recommend a budget of $10 to $50 per day. You could start anywhere from 10 to 50 a day. Anywhere from 10 to 50 a day. So that's pretty much the process there. And I'm going to also talk about, this is very, very tactical. I don't know why I'm using purple for this next, but I also want to talk about principles. So, principles. Number 1 is 30-day rule. Oh, I don't like that thickness. We want the 30-day rule. So basically what that means, when you're running an ad or starting any kind of marketing campaign, whatever you do, you need to give it at least 30 days to actually see the effects and to actually be able to collect data. So you got to have the 30-day rule. To be honest with you, I got to be honest, Gabe did not follow that, but he ended up making it work. Actually, he kind of did, because he didn't do it with every ad, because he ran 5 ads in the span of, wait, I'm going to do the math. 42 plus 19, 61 days. Because he ran, 61 days. He ran 4 ads, but on the 5th ad, he ran it for 19 days. That one ad he ran for 19 days. So you do need to know that there's a 30-day rule in effect. That's why, like, when I do talk to people who are like, yeah, I've tried paid ads. I'm like, cool, like, how much did you spend? Oh, like $100. And I'm like, well, I thought I spilled some coffee. I did spill it all. I'm like, did you spend $100 in a day? What do you mean? Because I run ads for like over 100 a day. And he's like, or they'd be like, no, like it was like over like a few days. I'm like, well, what's a few days? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, people just run ads and randomly boost posts, and it's like that's not the way to do it, bro. You have to be concerted about your effort. So the first is the 30-day rule. Second is don't be oh my God, this pen is really, this is the first time I've ever done one of these little iPad split screen vids. And of course the pen is messed up. Don't be random. Don't be random, use data. You know what I mean? Like, I know that seems simple and stuff, but then once you actually get to it, bro, and you're actually spending money, because I don't look at it as spending, you're investing back. Once you actually are investing money, it's like, be a business owner, use data to track numbers and use data to make your decisions, not your emotions. So 30-day rule, don't be random, use data. And you kind of have to be patient. Now, I'm actually like probably one of the most impatient people that I know. I'm pretty impatient. Like, when I do something, I'm like, I want the result as soon as I click the button. I know that that's not realistic, but I'm just telling you genuinely, like, that is kind of how I am. Like, I want the result right now. It doesn't work like that though. So, which is fine. But you do need to be patient. That kind of goes along with the 30-day rule. And the other thing with these ads is the way it works is it's kind of like this, dude. It's kind of like, it's kind of like the way it works is you're really creating a funnel. And what's happening is you've got your ads here. You've got ads, right? You've got content. Oh my goodness, this pen. I think player of the game goes to this pen, this pen coming out. And then actually let me zoom in on this so you can see it better. So this is gonna be DMs, DM plus calls, right? And so the way it works is like new people are coming in like this. So people see you, like people see you from your ad. Your ad is what grows your audience, but the content is what nurtures them. So it kind of looks like this. That's how people come. So they have like a person and they see you, and then they follow you, and then they like go down the little path and they're like, oh look, like I'm seeing his content all the time. And then like you shoot him a DM. And then the DM is like, you're having a conversation with them. And then they like get on a call with you. I'm trying to draw a phone. I don't know what the hell that is. This is a phone. And then they pay you money. And then they're happy. They're happy because they are working with a great person. You're happy because you got paid. And then right here, we call this client fulfillment. But it's interesting because you can also kind of look at it like this. You can kind of look at it like a flywheel in a way. So we've got ads at the top, ads, content. We got DMs. I'm gonna make it kind of look more like a circle. DMs, and then fulfill. And it goes like this. And actually, sorry, let me do this differently. This is actually DM plus calls. And that's really how it works, because when someone sees your ad, they're gonna see your content on stories, on the feed, reels, whatever it is. You're gonna be sending DMs to every single person. And actually, really, it's kind of more like this. It's kind of like that. Because like, you're not waiting for people to see your content until you DM them. Like right when they see your ad, you're sending them a DM. But they're also seeing your content. Got it? So this is really the way it works. And what's cool about this is, again, I know that there's all these other things that you could be doing. And I know this because this is what I went through as a musician, as a songwriter, producer, audio engineer, everything. Like I went through this process of trying to grow the conventional music industry ways, and it just does not fucking work. It just doesn't fucking work. I tried it for 13 years. Now, many of those years I probably wasn't that good at making music yet, so maybe that had to do with some of it. But once I got good, like after year 8 of like doing music consistently and putting out music, it's like, okay, I'm good at making music now, but like I'm still not making money. And you know, it's funny because most of the reason I wasn't making money, it wasn't because I was stupid. It wasn't because I wasn't good at making music. I just didn't know what to do. It wasn't because I wasn't working hard, and it wasn't because I wasn't motivated, right? It was because the information it's not out there. It's funny because nowadays people are like, oh, all the information is out there. And it's like, yeah, but no, it's not actually. Like I genuinely feel like every time someone says, I genuinely believe, they're just kind of like hyping up some fluff. But I do genuinely believe that this information is not out there. If it was out there, like I would have seen it earlier. I had to go outside of the music industry to find this stuff. I had to go pay $15,000 for coaching in 6 months to get this figured out. That, by the way, that didn't work until I really met the mentor who really changed it all for me. And he was the one who helped me see this whole idea of like, this idea of paid ads for like boosting a post. That's the way to do it. Boosting a post, getting new followers, using content to continue to nurture your audience, and then DMing every single new follower, booking calls, closing calls. This is the way, you know, this is the best way to do it. So I hope you found this video valuable. I actually got really in depth with it, like a real training today, and I hope it helped, right? And so, you know, you can go try this on your own if you want. You can also hit me up if you want some of my help. You can just DM me on Instagram, and, you know, we can get talking and see if we'd be the right fit to work together. And then I can actually like help you not only build out your ad system, but really build out your entire 6-figure music social funnel, right? So hope this video helped, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.